There are a surprising amount of teams this year that are doing bad despite having some very good players. Some stars of the league are on teams with no help, and some of those guys just might find new homes by the deadline. A few days ago, I made a video about some players who might get dealt at the deadline, and I wanted to expand on that with some higher profile guys. But real quick, if you could make sure to subscribe, I make videos like this daily. But as for these higher profile guys, I wanted to make a list of 5 bigger names who might get dealt by this year's deadline. There are no guarantees, but based on team history and their records, it definitely won't be out of the picture. Some teams desperately are in the mire of mediocrity, and letting guys go for a replenishment of the farm would just be a wise decision. The first team that I could see making a move is the New York Mets, and more specifically, that move would be Pete Alonso. The Mets are 21 and 26 and have been struggling, and Pete Alonso is a free agent after this season. Mets owner Steve Cohen mentioned the fact that they are in somewhat of a bridge year before contending, so it really would make sense to deal Alonso and bolster an already strong farm system. A certified slugger would get you a lot of interest from contending teams around the league, and Alonso so far is hitting .235 with 10 homers, and there really is no guarantee the Mets even sign him back next year. In my opinion, the best possible move would be for the Mets to move on from him, but who knows, maybe he signs back with the Mets after they trade him. Doubt it, but you never know. The Miami Marlins have a poorly constructed roster that is being exposed as we speak with their horrible start to the year. They are overly injured. In reality, they could just use a nice little reset to get them back into the trend of winning. Because of this, I could see Jazz Chisholm being traded. He is someone who you constantly hear trade rumors about, and it's almost like they're trying to see if anyone will bite. With that being said, you could get a nice return for the 26-year-old who isn't a free agent until 2027. He could hit for power, has speed, and some positional versatility that will instantly help a lot of teams get better. I don't expect him to be cheap, but I'm sure a deal where Miami gets prospects and another team gets a win-now guy in Jazz, both sides would be very happy. Jazz has a .249 average with 6 homers and .6 WAR, and a change of scenery could really revitalize a guy like Jazz for sure. The Rays are pretty well known for making a lot of deals, and I could see them continuing upon this reputation this season. They have already traded Glasnow, and there already have in fact been some rumors about his former teammate Randy Arozarena. The Rays are already in a very tough AL East and took a big hit to their impact when Wander Franco decided to diddle a 14-year-old. He really made a horrible decision and deserves prison time for that, but he also deserves some time for screwing over his team. Why not trade Randy to build onto the depth of the team and help recover? I see no reality where they can compete for the division, and even if they get a wildcard spot, the roster is just not sustainable. They don't pay anyone, so why not take some prospects for an impact bat and Randy Arozarena? He's had a bad year, and we already know the Rays will turn the 3 prospects they get from him into perennial all-stars, so why not do it? Eloy Jimenez is a certified slugger who already has a silver slugger to his name. He's a very good hitter, but the problem is his health. The White Sox are a lost cause and have no reason to not trade him. He is a power bat that a lot of teams would love to have in their lineup too. He could play DH or the corner outfield. As long as he stays healthy, he'll be a solid player. The 27-year-old is a free agent next season, and he showed he could somewhat stay in the field last year. Last year he played 120 games and hit 18 homers with 64 RBIs, and this year he has 5 homers and 35 games played. I don't think he will get a huge return, but the potential of a well-known name who could get back to his former self is tantalizing enough for someone to make a deadline move. This is my most likely deal on this list. Next up is a guy who could be traded, but it is not for certain. Nolan Arenado is a franchise cornerstone player, and he's rotting away on the Cardinals, who have not been much of winners recently. They have a bunch of old players and a decent farm, and Nolan Arenado being dealt could really turn the future around for this team. Now, I don't trust the Cardinals to make the smartest of deals considering their track record of boneheaded trades, but the thing is, you would rather make a deal than miss out on the playoffs again. The Cardinals really are the White Sox of the National League. A trade of this caliber will change the trajectory of St. Louis and help them resurge sooner than later. He's a free agent in 2027, so the team control will help net a great return. But more likely, I think Paul Goldschmidt will get dealt since he's on the last year of his deal, but I really do think it'd be smart to deal both of them. Arenado has platinum glove defense with a great bat, and I guarantee a lot of teams will be at least calling about his availability. This is my list of 5 well-known players who could be dealt at this year's deadline. Now, there's no guarantee these guys get traded, but at least in my eyes, all of these deals make sense for the team. But I'm wondering, do you agree with my list? Do you think there's anyone I missed that should have been ranked on this list? Let me know. I read comments and I do respond. Anyways, thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys later.